The proliferation of wild boars across Europe, particularly in major cities like Berlin, Madrid and Warsaw, is a consequence of the interplay between two key factors: rapid urbanization and forest regeneration. This phenomenon underscores the complex relationship between human activities and the natural world, leading to a situation where encounters with these creatures have become increasingly common. The tale commences with the rapid expansion of urban areas across Europe. As these cities grow to accommodate burgeoning populations, the forests too undergo a process of rejuvenation. This duality creates an environment where wild boars can not only survive but thrive. These remarkably resilient animals have adapted to the evolving landscape, establishing a substantial presence across the continent. Italy serves as a poignant example, harboring around 1 million wild boars, which are causing a litany of problems. Annually, there are approximately 2,000 car accidents involving these creatures, and the damage inflicted on crops and agriculture amounts to a staggering 22 million. Wild boars are voracious feeders, consuming virtually anything in their path, even resorting to cannibalism in dire situations. Their exceptional adaptability to various environments has earned them the ignominious label of one of the most invasive species, according to the International Union for Conservation of Nature. But where did these wild boars originally come from? Wild boars traces their origins to the wild ancestors of modern domestic pigs, with their evolution beginning in Southeast Asia, including parts of India and China. As humans domesticated pigs around 9,000 to 10,000 years ago, the traits of their wild forebears persisted. Wild boars held cultural and mythological significance, featured in ancient societies, where they were both hunted for sustenance and revered for their strength and fertility symbolism. Their distribution expanded as humans migrated, traded and transported these animals to new regions, fostering the development of various subspecies adapted to diverse environments. The tide began to turn after World War II. Italy underwent an economic boom coupled with urbanization, which led to the gradual regeneration of forests. As forests returned, wild animals followed. Wild boars in particular flourished in the absence of their primary predators, grey wolves. Their ability to consume a wide variety of food sources allowed their population to expand rapidly. Hunters and other stakeholders actively encouraged the reintroduction of wild boars into unoccupied forests. The result of these factors is the current situation, in which there are now over 10 million wild boars in the European Union, and their population continues to grow. This alarming increase in their numbers means that clashes between people and wild boars will become more frequent, and addressing this issue will be a complex challenge. In recent times, wild boars have become a source of unexpected challenges in different parts of the world. Rome, for example, is grappling with a significant issue related to these animals due to their aggressive behavior and the potential risk they pose by carrying African swine fever, a disease that could threaten the domestic pig industry. To address this concern, authorities have imposed curfews, banned picnics and fenced off garbage bins in certain areas. Wild boars have found themselves in conflict with climate change. Their habits of digging and foraging in the soil can result in damage to the ground, leading to the release of carbon into the atmosphere. The growing wild boar population and their increasing activity raise concerns about their collective impact on the environment. In some cases, countries have even resorted to building long fences along their borders to prevent wild boars from spreading disease, such as African swine fever, to domestic pig populations. Denmark, for instance, has constructed a 44-mile-long fence along its border with Germany to keep wild boars at bay. These various scenarios highlight the complex interaction between wild boars and human activities. As wild boar populations continue to grow, finding effective solutions to mitigate conflict and preserve ecosystems remains a challenge but vital endeavor.